Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to MB Weekly, episode number 20. I'm your main guy, Gage, here with my brother Jordan. What's up, Jordan?
What's up, Gage? Man, how you been? Man, it's been a long time. Good night. That's word to Gage right there. How you been, man?
And I've been good. We took about 3 weeks off. We had Veterans Day, and then we
Yeah.
had went to the Jazz game, and then last week, Thanksgiving. So a little slow down, but we're gonna pick this thing back up and get back into MB Weekly. Start
All right.
posting these a little more. You know how we do.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I can't wait to get this content rolling out every week. So for all of our listeners and for all of our associates and peers in the league.
Oh yeah, and we definitely do have a lot of new users in MB3. So
Yeah, definitely, man. Hey, welcome to the league, MFs. I don't want to say the real word because I don't want to, lose some of our fan base. But but welcome to the league. Welcome to Madden Bowl. It's a pleasure to have you guys. And again, we look forward to speaking about some of your games and showing some of your highlights as well.
Yeah, speaking of games, so we're gonna go ahead and get started into week one. So week one, I highlighted your game. You
Oh man,
representing the Colts going against Max Bengals. You end up
yeah.
winning 23-17. It was a very entertaining game. Go ahead, tell us what happened.
So I'm not gonna lie, guys. I went to this game thinking we had a new user to the league that just didn't quite understand the concept of how leagues ran and how advanced some of our users were, not including myself, but just overall the competition that we have here. So I went to this game thinking I was gonna blow him out, and honestly, man, he gave me a run for my money, dude. I think I had him seven. Was it 7-0 or 10-0 in the first half, and he throws a Hail Mary that gets tipped by my safety, Jabril Peppers, who doesn't pick it off. One of his receivers comes from the left side of the field and just grabs it in for the touchdown. Yo, it was the craziest thing ever. And I didn't even get mad, man, because I was like, yo, that's how we want to do it. That's the game we're playing. And then at one point, he even went up. He was up, I believe, 17 to 16, I think it was.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for a last minute wheel route to my guy Philip Lindsay, man, I'd have lost that game to a new user, and I wouldn't have been mad, man. But it was an exciting game, man. I had a few stops on defense. My user's a little rusty. It's one of the first real competitive games I've had in a while, just because of the holidays and a lot of the games have been forced for Sims. So I'm getting back into the flow of Madden myself, man. But he took full advantage of that, man. That's what you're supposed to do. You come in there, you take advantage of your opponent, and you try to win the game. That's how you do it. So I'm happy to have Max in the league, man. Good opponent. Said his GGs in the chat, and he's gonna take his lumps and he's gonna take his wins. I'm glad to have him.
Yep, and he got a good recommendation from no one other than Mello. So his he should be a good active user. That's all we're looking for, active users. I mean, you can come here and go 0-16 every year. You active, man. Hey, that's what we're looking for.
And the crazy thing about going 0-16 is, yeah, you'll take your lumps in the beginning, but eventually you're gonna get better.
Oh yeah.
Like look at the Bodos. I mean, even Bodo squeezes out some tough victories every now and then, man. Again, you looking at Bodo, he never won a game back in the day, but now Bodo is becoming a real tough opponent. You don't look at Bodo on your schedule and say, hey, this is going to be an easy dub, man. Now, Bodo might take some of your players out and may squeeze away with a field goal victory on you.
No doubt. And he matter of fact, speaking of that, on week 2, we're going to go ahead and go to the upcoming game of the weeks. But with week 2, he did lose to Swaggy because he missed a field goal. So
off a field goal. So, it's a lot of advancement in our league as far as the players and their tiers go. You're coming as a tier 4, and this is nothing but opportunity for you here.
Sure. All right, upcoming game in the week. So week 2, I highlighted Bruce Chargers going against Blair's Bills. I think they're playing tonight. Matter of fact,
okay.
I'm pretty sure Bruce will stream, but I know Blair. He's one of the top 4 in the Vikings Club Series. He labs with Noonan all the time. I know he's a good opponent. Bruce.
That's scary.
We already know how Bruce is. I just feel like this is gonna be a real good matchup. We got to see which Bruce we get. Hopefully, he gets off work. He listens to some Meek Mills on the way home. He pumped up, and then he gets it started and comes out with a victory. But we'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah. Bruce, play that little baby tonight, man. Get your mind focused, and because we want to see Brunin. We don't want to see Bruce. We want to see Brunin.
Good old Brunin. Hey, so week 3, this should be no surprise. I think I always highlight this matchup, but it really wasn't much in week 3. But Gio going against Derry.
Yeah.
I always say Gio, he one of the top up and coming, way better than what he's last year. We all know what we get when we play Derry, so
yeah. But Gio gives Derry fits every time they play. And you know what's crazy? I think matchup wise, Gio just the way Gio plays is the exact opposite, and it just deters Derry from really pushing the momentum and like controlling the clock because Gio does that. Gio runs a lot of quick snaps to short field, so it really takes that clock down and doesn't give Derry the opportunity to kind of get his offense in a rhythm. Even though Derry has a really solid defense, I really feel like Derry's ability to control the clock is what gets him victories in our league. And I think because Gio does the same exact thing, it really gives Derry a hard time. Even you, when you play Derry, you control the clock too, reminiscent of like Ray and how Ray controls the clock. So that type of user gives Derry fits. So this should be a really good matchup, Gage.
yeah, I agree. Moving on to week 4, I highlighted Vikings represented by AJ going against Kilo's Rams.
Okay.
We already
buddies,
know that's gonna be a good
friends.
matchup. Yeah,
That's the bestie. That's the battle of the besties right there.
the
That should be a
battle of the
really good.
besties.
What do you think? Who do you think is going to come out of that one victorious, Gage?
AJ, he gonna come out victorious.
Oh, you think something? I don't know, man. I'm. You know what? I'll split it. I'll split it so we won't have any controversy. I'm gonna go with Kilo, man. Again, Kilo's made it to the bowl. Kilo won the
He won
bowl.
the bowl. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying he had to go through 80 to get there, but again, I'm not gonna count. I'm not gonna count Kilo out, man. He's such a tough defender, man. He just does everything well, in my opinion. Of course, I was in a division with him, and man, playing him, I got one victory off of him, but playing him is hell, man.
I
He's
remember
just
that. Yeah.
he knows how to control every aspect of the field when he's on offense and on defense. You just prepare yourself to have no time to make a decision because he's going to literally send that heat from you in every which way, whether it's a cornerback blitz, linebacker blitz, defensive line coming around and doing the contain. He is going to send the gas to you. So it really makes a user that really requires time for their routes. And I think a lot of AJ's routes require some time. AJ can run the ball, but as of late, he's really been focusing on passing. But I know his passes take a little bit of time to develop. I think Keto's defense can counteract that. So I'll split that with you, and we'll make a bet on that, Gage. We'll do 20 push-ups for the loser.
Mm-hmm. And then
you gotta say bet, Gage. You gotta say bet. You didn't say bet.
Okay, bet.
All right.
All right, so moving on to top performers. So I did a little different. Of course, we can't highlight the top players for just 1 week. So Noonan, he brought it up in the chat about showing the records in MB. So for this year, Madden 19, I highlighted the offensive leaders that we've had so far. So you have Lamar Jackson. That's no surprise there, represented by Noonan. He has the most passing yards in the season. This was an MB1 season 2 and 5,990 yards. Lamar Jackson was definitely a dominant force. It was hard to stop him. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, and so we have to make sure we keep Lamar Jackson out of Noonan's hands for MB3 because I can't deal with that again, man.
Oh no. No surprise here. Dalvin Cook, aka Dalvin Thanos, representing by Phil. He had at 2,507 yards. He actually was number 1 and number 2. This was MB1 season 3. So
and Gage, I have a message from Phil. Phil wants us to stop calling him He wants us to stop calling him Phil. He wants to be known as Freak Phil. He says that's his name. He wants to get on his ID and his license, so call him Freak Phil.
Okay, so Dalvin Thanos, represented by Filbert. Okay, moving on to most receiving yards in the season was Bruce. This was the prime time Bruce. MB1 season 1.
Yeah, it's the Bruce. This is the Bruce that was airing it out. That Bruce right there was nasty. That Bruce right there had no emotion. I like that Bruce right there. We need to see more of this Bruce.
But Chris Conley with that 2,292 yards. Defense, I didn't get a chance to do defense. I was trying to rush this earlier so we can do it. But defense,
I can tell you, I do know Troy Apke is leading interceptions.
He's interceptions. And sacks was it was black safety. I can't remember the name, but it was black, and they both was MB1. So
okay.
But yeah, Apke, and I think that's the reason why Noonan really wanted us to highlight the records.
Yeah,
but I'll put him on there next time.
Noonan's the only guy that can they can be on Madden League Champions on TV on YouTube and still want someone in the CFN to recognize them. I get you, brother. It's all good. No worries.
All right, so moving on to standings. So I did a little something different this time. I picked 3 people, and I asked them what their top 10 was for MB3.
Okay.
So the first one was Noonan. So Noonan's top 10. This is Noonan's top 10 right here. So we had number 1, Bucks, of course. He's going to pick himself. So Noonan, number 1. Number 2, he picked Blair. So like I was speaking about earlier, you know, they're both top 4 club champions. Noonan top 2. Go ahead and give you that shout out. But Blair does have his Viking club coming up, and they both labs, so it's understandable why he put Blair at number 2. Number 3, Rams, he got Kilo. Number 4, Lions, he put number 4, he put Derry. Number 5, he put AJ. Number 6, Artie. 7, Gio, so he is showing some respect to young Gio, young Rico. Number 8, Trip. Number 9, Ray, and number 10, Lolo. So that right there is your top 10 for Noonan. What you think about that top 10? You like it? Hate it?
I listen. I don't mind it. Blair is still unproven in the CFM. To me, I haven't seen him complete a whole season yet. So I would like to believe that. And again, if he knows anything that Noonan knows, then I'm pretty sure we'll see it soon. But I need to see it in the league first before I can rate him that high. So I have to go off of what I know. But I'm not hating that. And I do like the respect he showed to young Gio, young Guano.
All right, so there goes Noonan's picks. So let's get into your picks, top 10. I'll let you run this one.
Yeah, so again, I got Noonan as the Buccaneers. Again, I was speaking about him earlier. I haven't seen a user this dominant since like the likeness of like Sweet and Drini having them back in the league a few years back rather. I got Kilo at number 2 in the Rams. Again, Kilo just won a Super Bowl, so I cannot negate him and his success in our league. Derry Pro, again, consistent, top 5, perennial power ranking. Won Super Bowls, been in all the big games. You can't mention a big game without talking about Derry Pro. Again, AJ at number 4. Until he gets over that hurdle, that Noonan hurdle, he'll remain here at number 4 for me. I know he has it in him. He just needs to apply what he knows and what he does best to his game. I feel like he gets into those big game situations and he really kind of falters and tries to do something to slow Noonan down opposed to just playing his game. If AJ plays his game, I think we can talk about AJ being at number 2 some point soon. Again, number 5, the Steelers. Again, I'm having a brain fart. Who's the Steelers again?
Artie.
All right, okay. I'm sorry, Artie. My bad. This is a new league. Try to remember everybody. So again, I think Artie, especially coming into a situation with the AFC, isn't as top heavy as the NFC is. So I think Artie will benefit for some of those how do I say stat gains rather. So I think Artie being at number 5 is solid. Again, you got number 6 Lolo at the Falcons. Again, he's a perennial top 10. But his issue is he's not consistent. You got Ray at the Eagles, number 7. You know, Ray is taking a couple lumps for players like Noonan, so he doesn't fall out of the top 10, but it's hard to get him in that top 5 if he's not pushing the page in those games. Again, you got number 8. That's I believe that's Bruce, right?
Right.
So again, I believe Bruce is really starting to kind of find his own. He has those times where he'll lose to users like myself, which he should never lose to if he knows as much as he knows. I need to see him apply what he knows best. He kind of falls into that same thing I talked about AJ with, where Bruce rather tries to cater to who he's playing against. Man, just play what you know and do what you do best. I got Tripp at number 9 with the Browns. Again, Tripp does a lot for mud and salary cap and all that stuff. So Tripp plays enough games to know how to run this, and he has some really nice heat too. So I think putting Tripp in the top 10 isn't bad. And again, I got Gio coming in at number 10. Until I see Gio beat one of those top 5 guys, I can't move him out of that 10 spot. But I definitely think if you're doing a comparison from Gio now to Gio of old, it's night and day. Gio is becoming a real powerhouse, perennial playoff contender type of user. But I do need to see him make some strides against those top tier players as well.
Right, no doubt. So I hit up Bodo. And I decided I asked him what his top 10 was. So here we go.
Bodo drunk? Was he drunk, Gage?
Well, he was. I know he started drinking.
I
don't know.
I'm looking at this list. He was drunk, but go ahead.
All right. So number 1, he put Kilo. Number 2, He got Derry. Number 3, AJ. Number 4, Lolo. 5, Artie. 6, Ray. 7, Jordan.
See, that boy
Yourself.
drunk. That boy drunk.
8.
Hey, photo drunk as hell, man. I'm sorry, Gage. That boy drunk. Go ahead. Let's 8.
8 is Bruce. Number
Okay.
9, Trip, and number 10, Phil. So
I'm not mad with number 10 being Phil either. I'm not mad at that because I know Phil can run that ball and Phil will make the playoffs too. But man, don't put me in no top 10, boy. You drunk.
hey, hey.
Nah, I'm realistic, bro. Listen, I could beat I could beat some of these guys in the top 10, and I had beat some of these guys in this top 10. But nah, man. I'm good with where if I can squeeze into the playoffs, brother, I'm happy with that.
Yo, that's all that matters. All right. In closing, I messed that one up. Let me move that out. All right. So in closing, that was basically episode number 20. As we go on in this league, we'll highlight more games that passed. It was only week 1, so we're only going to highlight one game. But as we move, we'll keep highlighting games. To keep doing top performers in that season, and then power ranking standings, and then of course we're always gonna have guests. We've already had a lot of guests so far in MB Weekly, so we're picking this thing back up. We took a little break; it was nice. So now we're back at it, Jay.
Yeah, Mac. And listen, again, I'm excited for this new franchise that we have going with 3. Again, it's always a pleasure sitting down and having these conversations with you, my friend, and I'm hoping we can see some more users streaming some games so we can get some more content for our show, because we want to highlight what you guys are out there doing. I know KJ had posted a picture in one of our chats, and his receiver was sorry for the excuse the expression, but he was putting his nuts on someone's forehead. I would love to see that video clip for our segments here, man. We love to see some of these highlights. So if you guys can stream, man, stream, because when it comes to playoffs, you might as well do it because we'll find you $5 anyway. So go ahead, put those streams up. Let's see what you guys are doing, man. We're not here to steal your plays. We want to see some great games, though. And I'm only speaking because I stream every game. Win or lose, you'll see all of my games. I have the camera up so you can see my beautiful face. Put your streams up, man. Let's see this content. Let's see let's show the world what Madden Bowl is doing.
There you go. We're just trying to make it better. We're just trying to fill 32 active users. We got a good core. The new guys coming in, as long as you play your games, be active, reply. That's all we ask. And don't quit. Don't quit. And hey, you good with us. We're just trying to keep people for the long haul. And that's it, man.
That's it, man. Can't wait.
All right. Well, I'll holler at you, Jay. Peace.
All right, brother.